Welcome to another Sunday Fun Day. I'm your host, Akil Patterson, with one of my good friends, and hopefully, will always be a regular as long as they decide to be.
Perfect.
Juice.
Let's go. Hi.
Juice.
Thanks for having me, man.
Juice. Listen, to this day, I still tell people, they'd be like, yo, what's Juice's real name? And I was like, Ryman?
Ryman?
Yeah. Matt, Juice.
Juice. Yeah.
Juice. Because after a while, like, you know, we first met each other through a mutual colleague, and then a mutual friend, my next door neighbor. He also knew you, and so he was like, "Yeah, you got to meet Juice," because that's how he said it too.
Love it.
But then as we've gotten to know each other over the years, you become like a really great friend. But I feel like nobody else knows your story. Like I guess maybe I'm like the only person ever like, asked.
Maybe
because it's like, oh, I was like, well, I've known him for 3 years. I was like, well, he's like, adopted. They're like, what? Adopted him?
What's that?
So
thanks, man.
Yeah, Juice, tell us your story.
Yeah. So my given name is Matthew David Ryman, aka Juice, and I think like most of my life, and especially it's the sports thing. Like you get the. In younger years, you get the tape on your helmet with your last name, and like it's just Ryman. It's always been Ryman, so like that's kind of what my last name does, and that's been great. But yeah, I got the nickname Juice from coaching at Lincoln, and still don't know why I'm Juice or what that means, but I'll accept it. But yeah, my story. I mean, I'm not from Portland. I moved here in 2013. Sorry, when I was 25. But I grew up in. Like right around Harrisonburg, Virginia. So Rockingham County, Shenandoah Valley, real small town sort of vibes. Like not a lot going on, right? And
now, what do you mean not a lot going on? Because when I say not a lot going on, is it not a lot going on for like Portland or between Baltimore and Portland, or not a lot going on between? We hang out at the Walmart.
Yes, I'm glad you said that.
Or that we hang out in front of the sheets.
Yes, we hang out in front of the Walmart. Okay, is what we do. So like that was the thing. Yeah, in high school, you pull up your trucks or whatever you got, but like you're just in the parking lot of Walmart for no reason. You don't go in.
Yeah, you never go.
You don't go in. You're just chilling, right? Because you can sit there and like there's probably a McDonald's in the corner.
Yep. Yeah. Always a McDonald's nearby.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what a whole lot of nothing going on means in my town, but. Yeah, I mean, adopted and like literally went to. There might have been, under 10 non-white people in the school, like just not white people. So I went to a few different high schools. The first high school I went to was like, just like
you don't have to give the names because I don't want them to be like he's shit talking our school.
Goddamn Broadway gobblers. But like, let me say the name. Let me say the name of my first high school, the Broadway Fighting Gobblers. You go because it's fighting turkey, and every touchdown they like do like turkey calls. It was pretty great. But I went to 3 different high schools. Doesn't matter. But all of them, I was definitely the minority, and I kind of I don't know. I just stuck out, but I was a cool kid, played sports. I navigated, I don't know, I think because of who I was with sports and what I was doing, it helped me kind of navigate some of the racial stuff. Like looking back, like I had a really good time growing up and in high school and stuff. And like when I was younger, because I also, part of my life, like my parents adopted me and then my brother and sister who they have the same mother, but different dads. And they're a lot dark. Well, my brother's kind of my color, but my sister's a lot darker too. So we're a blended siblings, and some shades are different. And like my parents are just white, right? Like my adopted parents. And so there was times like people would be like, is this going to be on the same check? And like stuff like that, stuff like that. But like it was
not to be rude, but
like you think that 5-year-old girl's going to pay this side of the check? Like, I'm glad you asked. I mean, like maybe someone's in the bathroom, right? Like I don't know, but no, it's going to be on the same check. Thanks. Stuff like that, but whatever. I mean, like I don't know. Like I feel like stuff happened, but like I just had friends and I was just a good person. So, I like to, I was kind of the jock sort of guy, but like I was friends with everybody and I tried to do really good in school. I cared about my grades, You know, I was the captain of the varsity club. You know, I did a sport year round. I did football, track, and basketball. And so, yeah, I was pretty involved in the community and stuff like that. I was a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout. And so, like, I think my early friendships, like, I really bonded with guys.
You're a goddamn saint.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it was just a part of life. But football kind of took over from Boy Scouts. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I played football. That was my thing. And then I was...
College?
Yes. So I was lucky enough, and, you know, I got recruited by sort of mid-level schools. I ended up going to a D3 school, Bridgewater College, go Eagles.
Okay.
We're in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, and I'm so glad I went to Bridgewater. I had a great time. I got a lot, you know, I got to play a lot. I got a really good education, and it was another school that's probably like just a little bit bigger than my high school. So like, again, just kind of a smaller community. Got a lot of meaningful relationships, but then I was just like, well, am I going to stay in this town the rest of my life? I could. It's fun. You know, like my homies are here, but I think I just always wanted.
But you decided to go through a cluster function, and you're like, I'm going to move to Baltimore.
Yes.
And just so everyone knows, Baltimore.
Charm City.
The city that reads Wu-Tang is forever.
Wu-Tang is forever.
Because that's what our mayor did. COVID is temporary. Wu-Tang is forever. That's what he said. He was like, COVID is temporary. But Wu-Tang is forever. But, you know, you moved to Baltimore and I want people at home also to realize, don't come for me trying to tell me how to say Baltimore, because if you didn't understand it, and that's your problem.
Yes.
It's almost like the word zebra.
Water in Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's like zebra versus zebra. Yeah. And I think Trevor Noah said it best. Trevor Noah once said, if you don't have it, you don't have the right to say it. So guess what? The word is zebra. And until you get something in your country, it's going to always be zebra, not zebra. Baltimore is always Baltimore.
Baltimore.
And it's not going to be Baltimore, like Maryland, like it's Maryland. It's, like nobody says Maryland, it's Maryland.
It's Maryland.
So, all right, so you moved to Baltimore.
Yeah, and if you don't fuck with Charm City, then I don't. Or if you don't fuck with Royal Farms, I don't fuck with you.
If you don't fuck with Rofo.
Yeah, it's
the best chicken ever. The fried chicken is like crack.
It's amazing.
There's this guy, the comedian. What's that comedian's name? Stavros. Yeah, Stavros. Yeah, Stavros. He's from Greektown. And actually, he's friends with me on like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So I don't know why I couldn't remember. But anyway, so you moved to Baltimore. Yeah. You're eating Rofo chicken.
Yes.
And somehow you
going to the Baltimore Comedy Factory on the weekends.
Like, that
was the vibe for a little bit. Like we were going, because we get the free drink tickets. So we love the Baltimore Comedy Factory. Like basically like
under the old hotel.
Yes, exactly.
Some of Western.
A lot of the homies moved up and moved to Pigtown. So like right out there, like close to the stadiums. And so I ended up living with them, and you know, I was also kind of dating a girl from Brunswick, Maryland.
Hills, Whores, and Liquor Stores.
Hills, Whores, and Liquor Stores. Yeah. And so, yeah, I didn't go the DC route. I just kept going, and I loved my time in Baltimore. It wasn't a long time. It was that like that year that I was trying to figure out where I was going to end up. And Baltimore's great, but I still just wanted to kind of get off the East Coast. I think, you know, and like California, you know, like the dreams. Like I didn't know where I wanted to go. I went to Chicago, spent some time. I had some friends there. Like, I don't know. Went to LA for a while to visit a couple of times. I'm like, this isn't for me. Yeah, just this whole thing that they do. Who are you? What can you do for me? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
what movie are you in?
Yeah, yeah. Who are you?
Who are you? Okay. Who do you work for? Who's your producer?
Never
no?
Mind. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Cool.
Bye.
Whatever. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. So, like, that one for me. So, yeah, I ended up, last stop, let's go to Portland, Oregon. And I was like, this place, this is pretty tight. Like, it's a city. It's not too big for me. It's got the mountains. It's got the coast. Seems pretty chill. So I visited 3 times, staying with friends, explored a little bit, interviewed for some jobs, and then I landed a job. And I was like, hey, look, if you can just like hold the spot for me for a couple of months, I'll get my shit together and drive out. And that's what I did. I got a Craigslist roommate. Totally worked out. Ezra, shout out to you. It was a great time living with him. And then I just started meeting people, and here I am.
All right. So Juice, you know, one of the things that we're trying to do here on the SFD podcast, the Sunday Fun Day podcast, the best hangover you ever heard. Is we like to talk about like real things that are happening to like real men, right? And I'm not gonna pretend to be like the Andrew Tates or the Jordan Peters of the world, and I'm not gonna cry online and talk about I'm the greatest physical specimen in the world. Like I'm just not gonna do that because you know what? Like real men to me were like the John Waynes of the world, right? Like guys that are like, well, here we go now, little lady. I'm going to smoke my pipe, drink my beer, and probably pee in this corner after 5 hours of straight drinking. What are you going to do? And, you know, what to you makes you like that real man kind of thing that the SFD podcast speaks to?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like staying true to your values and making sure like what you're putting out there. Because like the biggest thing for me is like we're role models to a certain extent. Both of us coach sports, and like if I'm gonna do that, like showing them just how to be a good person, but like take ownership and have responsibility, right? And like account for things. So like John Wayne could be like a quintessential like that's a real man, but like you know chopping wood and fucking mowing the lawn, right? Is that a real man? Like that's tight, but like it's more than that. It's more than that. It's you know, it's having the grace to like not put yourself like I have to be this sort of person, but it's just like what you're putting out there. You're taking responsibility. Like if you're in a relationship or have any sort of that, like you're carrying your weight. And I don't know. Like I think just taking working hard and taking responsibility, but like also like not painting yourself in the corner. Like I have to be this way. Just I don't know. Because like being a man, like dude. Men are supposed to be strong and whatever, but I think it's just, you know, like just be in touch with your emotions and like just be a good person, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, because like that's being a man to me, and you grow. And like my dad was like a perfect role model. He worked hard. He told me the value of hard work. If you want something, you put in the work to get it, right? Like sure, people get handouts, but like if you want something, like you do it, and like you don't take shortcuts, man. Right? Like do the job and do it right.
Do it right.
Do it right.
Because do it right, do it light, do it wrong, you're gonna do it wrong.
Like he installed hardwood floor. He was, you know, as a contractor, like he was nailing in hardwood floors, finishing them, and like he worked really hard. But it's like, yeah, we could be done with this job way earlier, but like I want to make sure this is like the best job that I can do because everything matters, and like, you know, like that's your name. Like you're putting your name on that. So like, why cut corners? And like, don't cut corners in life.
Yeah. Not cutting corners is great, but now you're about to not cut a corner, but you're about to turn a corner. You are about to be a first-time dad. Now, I know there's going to be folks at home, folks listening, that this is the first time they might be dads, and they have insecurities and fears and worries. And I think I hope it's okay that we talk about it. Like,
no, absolutely.
Wasn't one of those first things is like you were like, you're a first time dad. I remember we were out at the bar, and we're just, again, this is what guys do. We're out at the bar having a cocktail, or we're just talking. And he goes, man, me and my wife are nervous. And I was like, nervous about what? And then you go, we're nervous about these tests coming back and complications, and is the baby going to be healthy? Talk about that as a first time dad.
Man, yeah, it's just wild. Like this whole, I'm really excited about it. First of all, and like thanks for bringing that up. Like, I think the overall thing is like the first is like, oh wow, like this is happening, and like you know you get the initial test, just like is it in there, right? And then like you know is it still in there? And like
did I do good?
Is the heartbeat still in there? And like we got really lucky. Like we were fortunate to get pregnant immedially, right on for our first child. And so yeah, then you know you get the sonograms session set up, and like you know then you're in it, and like you know you're going pretty regularly, and then there's a check like later down the road, and like that's when things can pop up and things can do and did. But with some other stuff, like in like just the overall fear of like some of that, right? Like I won't get into it, but like things happen, but like I don't know, like basically like there was something that popped up that like could have been like could have been bad, but like honestly it's gonna be fine, and we got an extra test done, and we have that peace of mind. But like that period of waiting is just like, oh my god,
really
stressed, right?
Yeah, because you're thinking like, I had a friend. I won't say his name. He's a podcaster and actually a national media guy. And he said he's like, the fear I had was my kid going to have a disability, and what's that going to look like for our family?
Sure.
Like, that was a real thought for him. And I know you kind of expressed the same thing. And I told you, I was like, yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Everyone always has that fear. I don't have any kids myself, but I've got, there's a lot of nieces and nephews out there. Hey, and if you are one of my kids, I just didn't fucking know about you. Your mom just didn't tell me. And there's been a lot of women back in the day, so just letting you know. Not my fault.
But I love you.
It's not my fault, though. They're not my, I might be gay now, but back in the day, we was down and dirty. Yeah, let's get to it. But all right, let's back to you. So you're a new first-time father, going through that experience. Now, joining this podcast, the SFD, the Sunday Fun Day podcast. Why are you ready to tell young men and talk to men about, why are you ready to talk about this stuff publicly? Like, because most men, again, we haven't talked.
Right.
Well, since 2019, most men are like, I haven't talked to anybody.
Yeah. I've been waiting to talk. I've been waiting to talk for so long because I love to talk. But well, let me give this advice first. With like, if you're a new father and you're going through this thing and like these pop up and like, yeah, if that happens, like I think just overall, especially like even before they take the test, it's just you're nervous about it. You're nervous what's gonna, if you see anything, if nothing, it's gonna be fine. It's just like honestly, I think the best route is like just being positive that everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
And just stay in that route, right? And like if something happens, then it happens. But like, why waste time? Like, just be positive and happy because I've just been so excited this whole time, and we handled our stress a little bit. We're back. Everything's golden, and like it's a great feeling, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm ready to talk about it because I'm ready to just talk because I think that I've gone through a whole lot, and especially with emotions and stuff, and I feel like with the kids, like sometimes like young men growing up feel like they can't express themselves in a certain way. They have to act a certain way, and they don't feel comfortable with their emotions or like sharing those emotions or like, talking about things that bother them.
Now, I think that's a big thing. So we can talk about them and still be men. Like, it doesn't make you soft to say, hey, man, I'm having a bad day.
Right.
Like, the soft part comes when it's like, well, I'm having a bad day, so I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
You're like, well, now that's the soft part. That's where we say, okay, now you need to stop. Like, now you're being a little bia.
Right.
Like, right?
So it's like, if you want to talk about it, like receive the advice you get, but like do something or like think about it. Like how can you fix that rather than just using it as an excuse to like not do something or like be that way, and not fix it. Right. So I think that, yeah, like you're a man, like everyone should be able to talk about that stuff, but like it's on you to take accountability, accept it, and then, ask for help if you need it, and then take that help.
What if as a coach and a mentor to young folks, how are you gonna be able to move the subject matter differently? Because again, like we've got like I said, you got the Jordan Peters who's like, I'm on an all meat diet, and then you've got the Andrew Tate. I'm the greatest thing since ladies have ever met, and I'm just gonna put them on webcams. But like, you and I know some successful ass people, like super successful people, and they don't do any of that mess. Like, how do we get to young folks or young men today and say like, yo, that's not how you actually do it. You can go to the gym, you can work out. You can still be strong. I believe those are good things. But all the other bullshit, they can leave at the corner. Like, how are we going to get that message out to young people?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think that like my strategy in the past is, when you're a certain age, sometimes like you get some hard-headed guys, right? Yeah. Like they're about that life. Like they're going to do what they're going to do, and they're not listening to somebody they don't know, right? But I think just having almost like a gentle but just like constant just reminder, and like not trying to push the fact, and like not going like over aggro on like them and be like, no, I'm right because I'm older than you and I've seen it all before, and like, I was way better than you at this, whatever, like not getting mad at them, right? But like just being like, all right, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. Why do you feel that way? Right? It's asking them questions about it. It's challenging them to think about why they're having this stance, but like just guiding them. And then as they get older, they start to get that shit a little bit. Right? But like, dude, know what? Like when you get to college, then shit gets real, bro. Because like to a certain extent, like we coach high school, but like you start to see that shit. I mean, college is the best time of your life, but like then you start becoming, see, hopefully.
Is college the best time of your life? Because I distinctly remember college fucking blowing balls.
Man, I had a blast in high school. I had a blast in college. I'm having a blast right now.
Yeah, like say like I think you attack life differently.
I just live, man.
Yeah, but that's
I bring the party.
You like I bring it. Like on a Sunday fun day, Juice is gonna be like, oh fuck yeah, I bring it all down.
Dude, if there's down tempo vibes, bro, I'm bringing up tempo for sure. Like yeah, because I'm a happy dude, man. I'm happy.
I want to have great sex and play pinochle.
I just want.
What did I just say that out loud?
Pinochle.
That's. Thank you to our producer Eli in the back. Thank you very much. Pinochle. I am 100 years old.
Sounds old.
You know what is old? That fucking beard of yours. What is that?
Whatever, bro.
What is that like? Is it a baby beard?
It's a light skin beard, bro.
Yeah.
I keep it on a 2.5 only, because I fade the hair. Hold on, let me get this to you guys.
He's like,
I fade it from the top to the bottom, dog. So, dude, I don't know. I can't get past a certain point though. Like, and it starts to bother me. Like, and I'm just not that I'm not that beard big. I'm not the big beard guy, right? Like, I keep it. Like I said, I just keep it at a 2.5. But like, damn, if I shave this shit off, dog, I'm looking hella younger.
I'm sure you are.
Really
you
weird.
look like a 12-year-old.
I have to have it. Yeah, dude, I am a 12-year-old though.
You're a giant 12-year-old.
Man, dude, that's funny you asked about this fucking baby beard because it is a baby beard.
It's a baby beard,
and I can't even do a mustache because I don't even let it grow that long.
I like the mustache. I'm starting to dig it. I'm starting to like the handlebar thing.
You gotta let it. Just keep it going though.
I don't want to because it gets really out of hand. If you look at some people's mustaches, they get really out of hand, and then the hair starts like going into their mouth.
Oh yeah.
And it's a constantly like you're just like pulling it out, and while you're eating, you're like, did I just chew a piece of my own hair?
Yeah. That's why you get perfect time Manscaped. The perfect fucking shit for your balls. Don't shave your mustache with that. Just kidding.
Cut this.
Cut. We're not sponsored by Manscaped.
What are you talking about? Manscaping is an actual thing, and somebody just happened to franchise it.
Yeah.
But Manscaping has always let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Is it good to go clean and bald, or do you want to leave just enough? You just don't want a lot left there so that it gets into their mouth, right?
I mean, like, clean and bald's good for, like, 10th grade, dog. 10th, 11th, but, like...
Well, you're still clean and bald in 10th grade for some folks.
Really? I wasn't. Like, no.
I didn't say for me, but some folks.
But so, yeah, that's true. So they don't have to worry about it. Dude, I'm going to leave a little guy, right?
You going to leave just enough?
Little guy. Yeah, keep her back. I keep it on a 2.5. The funny story.
Front side and the back side, just 2.5?
Just a 2.5, but the top's a 3 right here.
Okay, quick question. All right. You're getting ready to go out on your first date with a hot chick. Hot chick, first date.
Sounds about right.
Things get hot and heavy.
Okay.
Is it acceptable for you to receive a blowjob and give a blowjob to her? And
Sure.
basically you go down and you just munch on some.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, yeah. I mean, if that's what both. Yeah, man.
Is that
that's
acceptable?
The thing. It's just like it's acceptable if both people want to do it. Like,
but is it acceptable?
Why isn't it? Yeah,
I'm just saying. Is it acceptable for that age? Like for
Well, what age are we talking?
Not age, but I think that's a no.
Really?
As a former hetero male myself. In the old days, as a former hetero male myself, in the old days. Hey guys, it's your boy Akil Patterson, host of the Sunday Funday podcast. Remember, everything that you hear is part of a story. It may not be true, it could be true, but it is a story. And remember, nothing is financial advice. Please take care of yourself and each other. Show love, compassion, and respect. And if you need anything, seek help. Now, let's get to the Sunday Funday podcast. The hangover never sounded so good. Matter of fact,
So that's how you play. So like I'm not saying.
You know what?
Basically, what I'm saying is like I
you know
think
what?
it's acceptable,
I
but
think,
like
I think
I'm the
on
kind of
this
guy,
one,
like I'll kiss
right,
you, but
here
I'm
we
not
go.
going to push
Here we go.
that.
Here we go. I
whatsoever.
think I'm going to bring in. I think we're going to bring in the instigator on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us now for the blowjob conversation.
He's a
Mark,
pro. He's pro blows.
the Instagram.
He's pro blows.
Instigator. Talk me.
So many opinions. So one of the things that happens during the podcast is in order to keep these giant fucking males that are badasses energy up, is you got to be like able to go out and make pizzas and shit. So
Yes.
I'm not in the kitchen. I'm making pizzas and I'm hearing Eli's running programs, the producers running programs, and all of a sudden I'm hearing all this talk about manicured,
Manscaping.
manscaping that then turned into
Blowjobs.
blowjobs. Okay, so here I had an opinion on all three. So first of all, he's a
1.5.
Here's the deal. Manscaping for the women is like money. Like if you're trying to get the blowjob, apparently. I've been married for 23 years, so I'm like Adam. I mean, it is out there. There's no manicuring. Like, you don't give a shit anymore. It's the same chick. She's seen it. If she's going down on you and she's going to get fur in her face, she's okay with it. Like, by this time, she's like fucking fine with it. She doesn't need... If I all of a sudden showed up out of the shower and my shit was all shaved... As a married man, I have to explain it to do, Lucy. I have to explain it to do. So here's what I'll tell you. Of course, if you're on the market, if you're not like already with somebody legitimately that knows how all your shit looks in its bad, worst condition, indifference, then of course you should clean it up. Now, with regard to the oral sex, by the way, going down on a vagina is not the same as giving a blowjob.
For the case and purposes here, they would be
different teams.
I'm simply saying, is it acceptable?
Medically, no.
I say no.
And that's why I jumped
no.
in. I didn't jump in because, we got a gay dude talking about getting blown by chicks, which kind of negates itself a little bit in my book.
So,
But what I will give alliteration to what Akil is saying is this. What's the new AIDS of the 21st century? It's like BPH or
HPV.
HPV.
And that
human
human
papilloma. I know what it is.
That's cancer.
Yeah.
It's like a cancer.
Yeah.
It's not the new AIDS.
No.
HPV causes cancer.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not new AIDS. It's new cancer.
Human
papillomavirus.
rampant.
My God, dude.
I'm just saying, you were like, what's the new AIDS? I'm like, Jesus.
But guys, why? This is the thing. Like, why the fuck is it not acceptable?
Because the high
overall?
percentage of people that are contracting throat
HPV.
cancer and
never
mouth
get a
cancer are getting it, and also rectal fucking cancer chicks, dude. This is so crazy. When you come out and say, "Hey, I got rectal cancer from HPV," as a broadcast journalist, and your husband got oral cancer like 6 months later, you're like, and your kids are like, "How's that happening?" You're like, because he was having anal intercourse with the broadcast journalist that gives us the news.
Hold on.
That's true, dude. That's how it
No,
works.
I say for gay men have been having anal intercourse for centuries. And I have yet to meet the one that's like, got HPV. I think it only lives in women. Another reason why being gay
That's not
isn't
true.
a bad thing.
That's not true. That's not true.
I'm just saying, I don't know any gay person that's like,
I'm not
hey,
saying-
I got HPV.
No one said you were wrong for saying that. All I'm telling you is that like the high cases that I'm hearing, and obviously being married to somebody in the medical world, this is what she says. She goes, for the longest time, dude, it's like, you know who doesn't give blowjobs? Fucking nurses. nurses don't get blowjobs because they look at the dick and they're like, oh my God, that thing
married
could
to a
give
nurse.
me so much shit. They look at it medically.
You are married.
Yeah. So
but you know what's
you're-
funny?
Yeah, you're like, it almost does the math. So what you want to find?
So hold on. When did they stop?
Dude, I was trying
here's
to tell
what
you guys this
happens.
earlier.
When the
I'm-
marriage,
no.
no, hold on. Like this is a weird conversation
No,
for me because
he's a nurse.
I'm not a
blow.
blowjob guy.
You're not a blowjob guy?
No, I'm not. I'm a hand job guy.
Whoa.
That could be a thing, dude.
I'm an old fashioned guy. I like the like.
That's like going in.
I
That's like going in.
prefer.
It's like, so lube or no lube? Spit? No spit.
Doesn't matter
wow.
to me.
Wow, just the hand?
Yeah, love
It
it.
just seems so.
What?
Go to the spit. I don't think you need to go to like
What?
the
But, like,
detail
no,
of the
I
fluid
think, like,
used for friction.
it's
I'm
funny,
just
like,
worried.
like,
Listen,
Everybody,
listen.
all my friends know. Everybody's like, "Yep, Ryman's the
This
hand job
this
guy.
Detail.
men need to know these things because some guy might be like, look, I don't
preference of mine.
understand. Like, I'll be very frank with you.
You could rub
I
child's.
don't-
You could rub a child's penis, and they're going to be like, "That feels good." Sorry, that was 40 seconds in.
So
That was
what?
40 seconds in.
That's more than 40 seconds in, but that's
Yeah.
a Jeffrey Epstein
Still?
joke on the mark.
No,
Like,
that's Oprah Winfrey.
They have nothing
That's
to do with
Oprah
us.
Winfrey, dude. Those are her direct fucking quotes, dude.
It may be plain.
Direct
and it may not
quotes.
be
Oprah
fancy.
Winfrey.
It's wild that you have not been canceled yet. It's crazy.
I've never been on.
Okay, we're working
Yeah.
on it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
Oprah
never-
Winfrey. And by the way, that's Oprah Winfrey live television accused.
but like no. Let's get
She
back to
said
it. Like
it.
Hand job?
yeah, that's me. But like what I'm saying is
I
like
love
you said
it.
on the first date, double blowjobs. Is it acceptable? Now that might not be what your play is, and it's definitely not mine. On the first date, I'm like lucky if I get a kiss. It's gonna be a nice hug, and it's like
Good job,
I'm gonna
Juice.
follow it up with another date, and I'm gonna play right and when the time's right. But like, what if
is there something wrong
the
with that,
first
Eli?
date is like you go out and you're drunk, and like the girl's like, there's so much.
Why did you even go on a date if you didn't get what you wanted?
Are you serious? I mean,
But that's that's not what I want on a
Juice.
first date.
I'm.
But
like,
why is it
believing him.
unacceptable for like some people, for both parties, two different other people to both want that to happen, and they both do it, and they loved it, and it was great. That's acceptable to them, and they liked it. It was fun. What's wrong with that? And like, does that mean that they're horrible people?
That's
because if it happened the
intimate,
first date,
dude.
should they have waited 2 more dates?
Yes.
That's up to them.
Yes.
That's our opinion,
absolutely.
man.
No,
that's
that's
our opinion.
intimate.
I
That
don't
is
want-
intimate.
I
That's
believe
our opinion.
the
though.
exchanging-
and like
the
you can't say it's
exchanging
of-
unacceptable. We can't cast down judgment
Am I wrong?
on that overall. So
Am
what?
that is an intimate. That
The
is
ex-
an intimate
sure.
act.
Yeah.
The exchanging
That's
of
up to them,
massive bodily
So
fluids.
what? It's like, and so like,
It's an
It'll
intimate
happen
act, and
down
I
the
feel like
line.
that's down the line.
but yeah,
Me personally.
sure. Me personally, you personally, but like my personally doesn't fucking affect somebody else's personally.
True, I don't disagree.
And so
with
why
that.
would I?
You're
like,
right.
Why
You're
would I
right.
tell?
But as a blanket statement,
as a man in the world, telling guys like, hey man, I think what's important is be respectful to
don't
women.
eat
no
the snatch.
fucking way.
Don't eat the snatch on the first date.
No fucking way.
Don't do it.
No fucking way.
No, because there's way too much going on down there. Like
That's what the whole
like,
point of
what if it
Michelle's
happens?
like
What if it happens to be like codfish down there?
You know how-
PBH,
bro,
PBH.
Man, I'm just saying, like, look,
What if you pull your hand up and it's like,
Fuck you!
God.
Don't. This is not.
I've had
come on,
a
Keel.
of generous
hold on,
sample
hold on.
size,
Gross.
Hold
and
on.
I'm doing just fine.
don't act like. See, listen. I am the only gay man on this.
That's middle
panel.
school, though.
Listen,
Eat that shit all day,
I'm the
bro.
only
Whatever.
gay man on this one that has both slept with men, women, and non-binary
This showed
and
your
trans-identified.
This
So,
showed you guys'
so
age.
I am the only one that can speak about all
This
of
is
it.
your preference.
No. Sometimes it's not even preference. It was just like luck of the draw that night.
That doesn't preclude you
But,
to
like-
be like the emissary of it. That's not cool.
I feel as though that makes me kind of like the sultan of HPV.
Okay, you know what?
Sultan of-
you know
the
what,
Sultan of
Juice?
swing,
Yes,
bro?
let's
Yeah.
give him that.
Dude, the
Yes.
Sultan.
All I'm saying
Sultan
is, I
of
totally,
HPV.
once again, I totally agree with what you're saying. I disagree with it under a different set of terms. I want to know more about the person's sexual background and their history a little bit.
Get tested, kids. Get everybody
just
get
before
tested.
we
Be
start doing
responsible.
that kind of shit.
Be responsible. Be
and
responsible
also, dude,
to everyone
I'm
else.
not like some like my manhood's not like something that girls like are. Oh my god, they're not echoing the halls and fucking high schools with my name. So I got to be very like careful about the people I'm with.
Mark, are you serious? The girls did not have. Oh, you said you were a loner and your father ran the school, so clearly you didn't have the same experience. But Mark, seriously,
There are scenes.
I can honestly look at you, and I saw some of your pictures from when they casted you on the show. What was it, the Top Chef or Iron
Master Chef, yeah.
Master Chef. When they casted you on Master Chef, you had. And you were in your early 40s, you're mid to early 40s.
Correct.
Like, you were still looking good looking guy then.
Still looking good.
You still look good
you,
now.
Eli, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Eli.
Appreciate that.
But like you're still looking good. I mean, not for naught. I'm sure in high school you were even better then.
Because
And the fact I know your kids and they are like heart throbs now.
okay, so here's what I'll tell you.
They are literally lady killers.
They got Riz.
One of them is a lady killer. The other one doesn't actually know how to talk to ladies.
Why you agree to be a guest or a co-host or anything on a podcast? 3 things. Got to be honest and truthful.
Yeah,
Got to have a story to tell.
absolutely.
Got to fill your room with your energy.
Okay.
But you got to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I was under such strict scrutiny by my mom
Oh.
that there were no times, the times that you guys got to go to the tennis courts or all the bullshit that was unaccounted for time that you had to
never
fuck
went.
off.
Is a
What's
Walmart
tennis
parking
court?
lot.
Walmart
And-
parking lot, baby, and a McDonald's.
Okay. And what time of day? During what hours?
Oh,
There's
that's
always
like
an interval.
Right.
It's like
Bedtime.
9 p.m. to midnight.
And the
Okay.
Walmart's open and the McDonald's is open.
Okay,
too.
so like there was no Mark going out at 9 p.m. to midnight on a weekday.
No, this is weekends.
Okay, no, my curfew was 11, and I was a senior in high school. Was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Couldn't even text.
So here's what happens. You're
my
totally
God.
right. You're totally right.
Yeah, you were in the 80s.
You're,
and
you're handsome.
Calling the house phone.
You got an attitude. You're a freshman, and the senior hot blonde girl likes you.
Ooh.
And so every time you have an opportunity to be with her is a lie you have to create to get the time to go out socially. Okay, that's first thing.
And
Absolutely.
you're a freshman.
Second thing is when you're with her, everything is sped up. So you only have a certain amount of time with her, so you have to speed everything up. How many times did Mark Togney make out with girls and pre-blow his wad? Often. After you've done that and you've relieved yourself of your
Hold on.
duties,
Hold on, okay.
because I didn't masturbate in high school.
All right, quick question.
Well, I'm just being
Oh,
honest.
so you didn't masturbate. So
At
this,
all.
This is
Not-
more
I-
like they just rubbed you, like they rubbed you a couple times and actually
My
went, boom.
hand
Got the
only
pre-jack.
my hand only touched my penis when the doctor said cough, and to go take a piss.
That's it?
Dog.
Were you raised
straight.
by Mormons?
Look, man, no hands, bro. He's the
Catholics.
ghost riding that
Catholics. Masturbation is a sin.
Oh, Jesus.
So I didn't do any of that shit.
Something.
Yeah, it's still-
Even the priest,
you just-
priests were getting laid
I
more
know.
than you.
Just bounce your legs real fast.
Well, they
and
were
you can test it.
ejaculating into stuff. is
Yeah,
what
that's fine, but the priests were at least
Yeah.
getting off more than you were.
So that's a true story, dude. I didn't
dude,
start
that's worse
touching
than
my
losing
own
pussy,
penis
though.
until I was 22 years old.
What? Well,
I'm just being honest with you.
did you have a
I'm
lot of
being
shit,
frank.
a lot of cold showers?
Nope.
How did you?
I was really bad with girls. Even when I get the Bettys and like.
So
when-
now I see how your youngest son gets it because he's terrible. Like he sees a beautiful girl and he just like stares at her and then he runs the other way. And I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? Because they were looking directly at him. Like there are a lot of young women looking at him and he's like, I'm gonna go stand over here now. I'm like, dude, why don't you go say hi?
There's
Dots-
a lot of
the dots will
girls
connect at the right time.
in a lot of places that said Mark Togney is a bad lover.
Oh, because they thought because you weren't talking
Because
to them?
because that would happen.
Mr.
Or
right.
you would get in the situation where all the clothes came off, and because you didn't do something previously that evening to yourself,
Oh, you got 5
you
good
would
minutes.
just like 5 minutes, dude, 43 seconds.
I think like
And then I had one girl, her name was Brenda, I don't forever forget it, smart girl, Air Force ROTC, University of Dayton. She said,
Real
is
smart.
that it?
Give me 5 minutes.
Is that
No, I didn't even
is
have
what
an-
it,
dude.
Oh, she
Like,
thought you would
I
have like another
I
round.
finished so fast. So it was horrible.
So
It was
she thought
horrible.
she was like, "Do you have another round in you?"
I was a horrible lover.
Oh, for the first couple years.
Oh God, for many years.
Oh, well, so now it all makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Later, P.S. Portland State University.
Yeah.
That's when I became a better lover, and that's when someone told me, a girl who's like worldly, said that's an intimate act. Back to the fellatio shit.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I didn't try on her. We both did it at the same time, and then afterwards, she was like,
Elon Musk's favorite number is 69. I heard.
she was like, that was an intimate act. Like it was like she was kind of saying,
That was hot.
it was, dude.
Yeah.
It was a
Good
That
shit,
was
man.
one of the best girls I ever dated.
I think growing up, I saw, like, you remember American Pie, right? Like that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
first,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Stifler's
Stifler,
mom.
but then like the foreign exchange student, right? And he blows his wad, and it's just like everybody's watching the webcam and stuff, and it's just like, where that shit happened to me too, you know? But like, what? Like maybe like once.
Am
but
I
like,
the only person it's never happened to?
like
my
when
God.
I'm
It
younger,
was-
but
it
like
was
as you get
regular
older,
for
and like
me.
it was like the first time, it was just like, oh shit. And then
I remember,
dude.
The
The
first-
funny, it's so
oh,
funny.
God.
It's like one time for you,
Oh,
like
shit.
it was reg for me, reg.
So the first
And
time I
that's-
had sex with a woman, a girl, I think it was like 40 minutes.
Mr. Lover
Jesus
Lover.
Christ, dude. Who are you?
Well, the reason why,
Was it low and slow?
nah, so okay. So I will say this.
Also, but also,
I had watched Porky's many times
yes,
before.
Porky's.
And one of the I think maybe it was Porky's or maybe it was another show.
Porky's too.
But anyway, I was like, they always said, rub one out before you do it. And so I went to the bathroom maybe like a couple hours before, cranked it out, and then I was like, good. All right, I'll be, when the person gets here, I'll be ready to go. And she got there, and I guess I was too ready to go. And 45 minutes later, she was like, okay, TikTok.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Like, and especially when you're in high school, but you have to get things done.
But if you just get
A little quicker.
a rubber band,
But here's the deal, though. Like
you could
I-
easily
I-
just get a ring.
I don't want
And
the-
if you put it on a certain
Are
part,
you talking about Susie's? Are you
I'm just
thinking-
saying,
oh.
like, dude, if you just rock a cock ring or like put that shit down there, that'll hold you back just as fine.
You know what's crazy is when you meet a girl for the first time that does that actually to your natsack. And
Yeah.
you're like,
She's-
what
That's
mentor?
right.
Who
What
did
did
you
you-
work with?
what's going
Like,
on?
How old was the dude that was telling you that shit? Because that's like,
She's experienced.
Okay,
She's
that's one.
She's
number two.
giving you
What he
knowledge.
just brought up that he like kind of threw me off on was like, first of all, the whole Porky's movie, because I was like forbidden to watch that fucking flick. So
Oh, so was I, but doesn't mean I didn't watch it.
yeah, well, I
Rated
just couldn't-
R.
there was no access to that shit.
Are you kidding me? Them looking through the peephole was a freaking
The best.
rite of passage. Come here, guys. Look through the peephole.
I mean, this is stuff that kids our age or kids that are now don't understand what we're talking about at all.
So there was a movie in the
crazier
1980s. So you're going to listen to this. There was a movie called Porky's in the 1980s. And basically there's these horny teenage guys, and they were, basically experimenting
and
finding
horny
themselves.
teenage girls,
Girls as well.
also.
Everyone was horny.
Everyone was horny because everyone is horny.
Yes.
Like, we got to stop pretending like this shit ain't real. Like, we all know that we all are horny.
Someone out there is like, no, man, I'm not horny ever.
We've all been horny.
But
Chris,
here's
you're
the
horny.
deal. I think but just check this out. Is it possible that the level of horniness is directly equated to like where the country is in its wealth? Because remember,
Ooh.
it's 80s and we're horny
Okay.
as fuck.
Nice.
Now we're in the 23s and people are like not having sex at all.
Who's the horniest?
So what
Class or
and also
sub-class, like-
you brought up Jordan Peterson earlier, and I gotta tell you, like one of the things that Jordan Peterson brings up is like, I'll show you a country that has women that have been educated, and I'll show you a direct relation to a population decrease that is like dangerous.
because we need to stop having so many goddamn babies?
No, because we're not gonna. In 50 years, we won't have enough babies to be the innovators to carry the heavy load for us.
You know, poor people keep having kids though.
I'll be dead.
Poor people keep having kids.
They're not having enough.
Poor people keep having kids.
But they're not having enough.
Because rich people, because the wealth gap is ridiculous. And the wealthy people have one child or two, and then it's like guy down the street
It's
named
less about
Tyrone and
it's less
and
about
Jim
wealth
Bob
and more about
got 40
education, though,
people.
dude. It's not about wealth. It's more about education.
I don't want a bunch of kids.
I know you don't, but the thing is that you're not realizing that the innovators and the people that are going to be carrying the heavy rocks aren't going to be you when you're 80.
You know, the innovators all come out of poverty or come from struggle.
That's not true.
All the innovators come from struggle.
You just started a sentence by saying all, and that's not true.
Okay,
So you can't say
majority.
that. I would press you to prove that
You know how I'm going to prove it?
with numbers and statistics. That
I
can see.
could absolutely do that, but instead I'll just do what everyone else does, and I'll just say it, and it becomes true.
I love you for that.
But like,
I do know. I
what's an
appreciate it
what's an
because I press
innovator
him
then?
because he's
like-
gonna be surprised.
Yeah.
At his statistics.
give me like,
I
like
know-
in your opinion, like
I know the
innovators,
statistics.
like how, like
I don't think you're wrong.
Albert Einstein,
Yeah.
like
You're gonna be surprised.
Albert
type of-
Einstein came from struggle.
So, like, innovators
left
too are, like-
left Holocaust Germany.
So it sounds like these are all
Nazi Germany.
right? These are all innovators from our past that have given us
Yeah.
innovations, but like it was the time and the place. But like, there's innovators
youth,
now,
dude.
right?
It's
Like,
youth.
there's innovators come out of
Yeah,
anywhere.
And those
So, like-
innovators all think and the reason I say this, they all believe they come out of struggle and strife. Most of them don't.
well, they
most
probably had to
of-
work.
I
most-
don't
They
know
probably
if
had
you
to
can
work
say
really
that.
hard. They had to probably
They
work.
all tell you some fucking random story.
Do they? Do they? Okay.
They all tell you a
I'm
story.
not-
because it was a struggle of some sort. It doesn't mean it was like the struggle from like rags to
So like,
riches,
what's
but they
Jeff,
had to
what's
jump
Jeff
over.
Bezos' struggle story?
Oh no! So
There's-
Jeff
I'm sure he
Bezos
has
goes,
plenty.
I had to take a loan for my mother, and I had to work out of my garage for the first 3 years of my company. And then finally, I was able to get an office. And for the first 4 years, like you're
And
like,
then there's like, well, I had to escape Nazi Germany and I had to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
So like,
But
it's
it-
so different. But also like,
yeah, yo. So,
That's his struggle.
so Albert Einstein
you judge.
gets out of Nazi Germany.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
gets a loan from his
Bezos,
mom for a garage.
my mom gives me a loan.
And
Jeff
my buddy
Bezos
who's the
comes from
dentist
money.
would think that those are the same struggle.
Because
Yeah.
if his mom gave him the money, then he didn't
Because
come
he's
from
so
nothing
white
because his mom fucking
that
had it.
if he doesn't
so like technically
admit
like,
that, he's wrong.
take a loan from your mom, bro. Like, yo, I'll pay. Like, it's okay, sweetheart.
That might be a loan you never pay back.
No, it's your fucking money.
Yo,
anyways.
let's all be like, let's be real. How many of us would be like, Mom, let me borrow $20, and have never had any intention of giving it back?
Yeah, for sure.
My
But,
mom
like,
shamed me a lot, so I would always want to give the
I
tip back.
never. Oh, that's that Catholic guilt right there. You can tell you're Catholic right there. But to this day, I'm like, listen, if I borrowed $20 from my mom, I wasn't paying it back.
No.
She knew I wasn't going to pay it back, and she came to accept that I was not
part of the
gonna pay it.
relationship.
It is. It's a symbiotic relationship. I'm the parasite until I turn 30.
Well, and it's like you just hope your parents don't carry a ledger.
Yeah. So, well, you know what the ledger is? The ledger is, so, Mom, you're 75 years old. We've taken a vote, and you're going to the old folks' home.
Yeah,
You're voted
that's
off
how
the-
it works now.
And you're voted off the island, and I'll visit every week, but I won't. And
Mom, I would never send you to an old
Yes.
folks' home. You're always welcome to come live with me.
Yes.
Your husband, though, my father, maybe. All right. Well, folks, guys, I got to say, this has been a great SFD, the Sunday Fun Day, the greatest hangover you ever heard. Mark, thank you very much for the hospitality. Juice, we want to always appreciate you from bringing fine beverages
thank you.
to our Eli, my producer in the background, doing all our
Thank you,
camera
Eli.
work.
Thanks,
Eli, holler at you. And to everyone who joins me Monday through Thursday for my podcast with David Gokhshtein, the breakdown, and for you all who join me for the Big Three and me, I appreciate your support. But remember, folks, this isn't about me. It's about us. It's about we. So remember, touch grass, tell someone you love them, and remember, have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Cheers.
I want to say, and eat that pussy.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Join us for another Sunday Fun Day podcast
right here. And guess what? Like, follow, and subscribe. Join us every week as we talk about things that men love. But remember, it's Sunday. Get the heck out of the house. Go have some fun. Deuces.